people in the jersey.
One of the things that for me has always stuck out is that I suppose South Africa and New Zealand are actually very close in terms, New Zealand heritage, cultural background, etc. Acceptance of opposition with respect as opposed to just pure hatred. Those kind of things. Our two countries are unique like that. That boils down to this weekend, which is the first clash we've had against each other in a year. It's a very, very big match. Well, I mean, you said you've given a client a bit of a lead, a couple of points lead. I'm not 100% sure how many, and I can't tell anybody how much you bet. But is that how confident the All Blacks might be?
I gave 2 points. I gave it
open bets with Paul Robinson. Anyone who wants 10 points on the All Blacks, let's find them afterwards.
It was 250 rand. I just done like a 5 million trade in this finals thing. He wasn't going to lose that money. It's fine. But I'm confident, I think because South Africa with the injuries that they've got, I think that they really showed a bit of a weakness in their last 20 minutes against Australia. They showed that, and I think in this competition and in international rugby, you can't sit back and just defend a lead. You actually have to keep attacking, and you have to keep hold of the ball, and you have to dominate that game, because you give any international team, but particularly the All Blacks, a sniff or a chance, they will come back and they will punish you for it. In Australia, who I think are a lesser team than the All Blacks, where they are now, punished South Africa for really South Africa just went into their shell, that leadership, and you commentate on the game. Just simple little errors that sort of creep in, they change momentum, and I think that South Africa just will just let that happen a bit.
Okay, well, apparently the Springboks are in trouble. I'm taking that bet with a 2-point lead. Let's just talk about the South African side. They're not fully formed yet for a World Cup, and we'll get on to a World Cup now. What did you think of the game this weekend in terms of just the pure entertainment side of it? And what do you think the guys can take out towards the weekend, this coming weekend against the All Blacks?
Well, first of all, I have to say, I mean, obviously as a South African, it was quite disappointing that we lost. I think at times we as a South African side, or even as South African culture, we tend to become quite fixated. So, we're talking, how good our scrums are, how good our lineouts are, but at the end of the day, you've got to play rugby, you've got to score tries, you've got to win test matches. So that's the thing we need to try and be a little bit more vigilant on. At the same token, Sharky just mentioned now, you have to play rugby for 80 minutes, and we've shown time and time again that rugby's an 80-minute game, and that's the skill set that the New Zealanders currently have, not only over South Africa but the rest of the world, is that they're able to play 80 minutes of rugby, and the amount of errors are minimal, and if there are errors, that they are not game-changing errors. So in saying that, South Africa, we do have a few injuries, but I do believe we've got enough talent to be super competitive on the weekend. And in saying this, sorry, I have to say this, but there are some New Zealanders who I also believe are off the pace at the moment. So I think it's a balance of some pros and some cons on both sides. Obviously, injuries do have a psychological and a mental impact on the team. But, like I said, my blood is green, and, I'm hoping for the best on Saturday, and I do believe at Ellis Park, anything's possible.
Well, a lot of great victories for South Africa at Ellis Park. It's been seen as a fortress, a fantastic heartfelt victory for South Africa last year, which was one of the only times the All Blacks have been turned over before. In fact, just protected your 18 in a row record, the equaling of your record, James, last year. So it's always important for I think those rivalries to be healthy and to be alive. Let's talk about rivalries going into a World Cup though, because everybody's talking about two different environments. One is the South African pool, which everybody said is going to be easy, and then the other, they're trying to work out whether it's a pool of death for Australia, and takes them out of contention because Wales and England are in it, and they reckon the Kiwis should be coasting in their pool. Do you think that our pool, which has got Samoa, the USA, Scotland, and Japan, in it is going to be a big enough challenge for South Africa to get up for a game and go into the quarterfinals and go forward?
Well, look, I certainly think there's a different way of looking at it. You know, when you play nations that are not really up there, or nations that you would say are necessarily in the top 6, you're going to find that rugby game on that particular day is very stop-start. You're not going to get much momentum. There's going to be falling over the ball, players off their feet.
So especially in a World Cup kind of environment.
You know, so it's going to be difficult. Obviously, you've got these minnows, as they would call them, nations, coming out to prove a point and make a name. So you also have the possible risk factor of picking up injuries. Yet I don't know how much confidence you're going to get out of playing those test matches and then coming into a quarter-final having to play one of the top 6 nations. So only time will tell, Bob. You know, again, for South Africa, any coach has shown us. Get your team selections right, minimise your injuries, and you're always competitive.
Okay, fantastic. Sharky, the Kiwis pool, tell us about your thoughts on that. We'll get to the Australian pool, which is going to be some really big games. They're Twickenham against England, Wales against England, and Twickenham as well, and Fiji even, you know, looking like a side with an incredible backline. They've just got to get the ball. But the Kiwis, are there some age-old foes there that might surprise them, or do you think they should cruise through?
No, I think they should, you know, and I'm not just saying this lightly, but they should cruise through. But their first up game is against Argentina. So, you know, they've already been tested, but Argentina are going to get better. So they're going to come to the World Cup reasonably confident. I think they're going to be probably a proper test. The only problem I have with the All Black pool is there's no real, okay, the Argentinians as well, but there's no real test. There's no real big game, and they go straight into the quarter-final, potentially against France, or potentially against Ireland. So
France or Ireland. Either one of those could be a really big tripping point.
And myself and Bullet, we spoke about this before, and I've been a massive big punter for the Irish team, because I would rather meet France, although they're our bogey team, in a quarter-final than Ireland, because I think Ireland at the moment are playing some fantastic rugby, and they've shown in the Six Nations for the last 2 years. They're incredibly well coached. They've got some great players. And they are a bogey team this year. We can obviously talk about more about the Northern Hemisphere, but so what worries me about as a Kiwi is there's no real test that's going to prepare us for that quarter-final, and that's the only concern I have, and that's what's probably let us down in the previous World Cups, where we get to a quarter-final and then all of a sudden the level just goes another. But you know,
look, a World Cup tournament, it's not exactly like you have time to get form. You know, you've got a minimal amount of game time, only a handful of matches, and every game counts, especially in the knockout phases. You know.
Can we just knock something completely out of the park? Because everybody, I mean, we all of us have played in the late autumn in the UK. Now, it's starting to get chilly, but it's not a mud fest where it's a difficult environment. I mean, you would have played Heineken Cup. In fact, I've commentated on you playing Heineken Cup in that environment with an absolute carpet of a field in a beautiful sunshiny day. I mean, the kind of rugby we can expect is the kind of rugby that we'd like to see people playing.
Well, if I can answer, the Heineken Cup is a fantastic competition, and I think at certain times, when you get into the late stages, the quarterfinals, the pool games, it is a much better competition, or it's growing to be a much better competition than Super Rugby. Now, I don't say that lightly, because when I moved from New Zealand playing Super Rugby, or we played Super 12, to the UK, Super 12 was miles ahead of European competition, and then the European Cup has slowly caught up. So I don't say that lightly, which scares me a little bit. So, and they are used to, and the best games that the Heineken Cup play, or the European Championships play, are the quarters, the semis, and the final, and they are in the UK spring, and they are in dry weather, running conditions, hard surface, much like the high belt here, where they just run and they're quick and they're fast, and that's exactly how the competitions and the games will be in September and October. So I think look out.
So setting up to be a great World Cup then, if we can see that kind of quality rugby. Let's just talk about one or two more elements in that World Cup. You, from a South African perspective, how close are we to the final squad? Do you think Jean de Villiers is the guy if he's back and he's ready? I mean, you know, you're welcome to say yay or nay, depending on his World 15 game, or just that you'd like him along for the trip, or not, you'd want to see a younger guy. But I'd like you to say it in context of what you've seen from the team so far.
Yeah, look, obviously you've got Jesse Krill and Dialendi that have come through and are playing phenomenal rugby. Obviously Jean's come back from quite a serious injury, which is going to plague his confidence and his mental stability. You know, am I going to get injured again? And, you know, I don't want to go through this again. So, you know, I'm sure there's certain things that he's going to have to overcome mentally. You know, in terms of experience, there's two ways to look at this. You know, Hanneke Meyer is either going to go into this World Cup with a Victor Matfield and a Skalkberger and a Jean de Villiers and land up being really successful in the World Cup, or he's going to fail and come short and he's going to be blamed for taking experience. So again, as I said earlier, only time will tell. But most certainly, the guys that have the experience, if they're on form, they're going to ignite the youngsters, they're going to lead the youngsters, and hopefully help them to be successful.
I think also, Bullet, as you know, as public, they can't, and we're trying to explain, but the invaluable, how invaluable someone is, like a Jean de Villiers, to the touring squad, to the younger guys. Yes, he may not be in his full potential, but just having him there, having a mentor, Jesse Krill, which I think is fantastic. He's the future, and I think that he probably will push through. But just having him there, Bob, you know, from the 2007 World Cup, how important your role was for some of those guys as well, and it makes or breaks a team. And South Africa may not win, but those guys, that experience that they've got from Jean and from playing in it is going to be valuable for future World Cups.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, we've heard it there from the experts, and I just want to say a personal thank you very much to Mark and James, Sharky and Bullets. It's nice to have nicknames when you're touring with guys. It's easy to tell them apart. Great friends of Surte, great friends of Sharp, great friends of rugby in general, and hopefully going to be joining me straight after this, and anybody else is welcome to join us as well. Surte has put up with Sharp some beers and snacks, so thank you very much for coming around. Thank you very much to you guys. We've got some gifts for you over there, and then Sharky, good luck on your travels overseas. Good luck with the birth of your child.
I hope I can make it in time, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble, that's for sure.
Okay, well, we won't have too many beers so you miss your flight, but much appreciated. Thanks. Please, everybody, can you give them a round of applause? Thank you very much.